everybody, there has been an exciting shake-up in the world of depreciated M cars. For many years now, your cheapest way into living the M5 dream has been with an E60. A car which you need V10 size cojones to take on the financial maintenance risk. And of course the E39 being the sweet spot M5, well, that's not been a secret for many years now. Unless you're willing to buy an E39 with well over 200,000 miles and very crusty seals, you're gonna need at least 20 grand to be living the free pedal M5 dream. No, the big news here, and I can't quite believe it, is that it's the 5th generation, the F10 M5 now, which are the cheapest M5s you can buy. Don't believe me? Well, I checked the classifieds this morning, and for a non-classified car, the cheapest M5 in the country is £12,000. Heck, for £12,500. I saw one this morning which says it has had a full comprehensive engine rebuild. And if you've got as much as £20,000, you can buy yourself a late facelift, like this 2016 that we are driving today, because that's how much this owner paid for this car a few months ago. So how on earth is it that these 5th generation M5s, which it feels like last week was the new M5, are now so cheap? What's the catch? Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Come on, let's get into it. My name's Ben, and welcome to Dadcars. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Have you clicked that subscribe button yet? If not, why not? Come on. Right, what are we driving today? This is a facelift 2016 5th generation BMW F10 M5. This generation was in production from 2011 up until 2016, when then the F90 M5 took over, which is a car that we have featured and reviewed on this channel, and what a car it is. But they're a lot more money than these. Right, sweetie, so do you know what makes this generation of M5 so exciting?
What?
Although it drops 2 cylinders over the previous generation one, it swaps those for a couple of turbochargers, which means that this 4.4 litre twin turbocharged V8 produces a lot more power than the previous Gen 1. I think horsepower is up about 10%. This is 560 PS, and torque is massively up at a hair over 500 pound-feet. That's a lot more torque than our car's got.
Yeah.
And although I am a fan of a robotised manual, as we know, a lot of people didn't like the previous generation's gearbox, but this has got a dual clutch transmission, a 7-speed one. So I'm looking forward to getting it into manual mode and testing that out in a minute.
Daddy?
Yeah?
Why does it look so small on the outside but really big in the inside?
That's a really good observation, actually. Right, so they don't look that big from the outside, do they? And interestingly, I've always thought that the E60s look huge and that these actually look smaller, even though these are actually heavier. These are getting on for 1900 kilograms, but that is the price you pay for practicality. I think the reason being, sweetie, that like we used to have a F15 3rd generation BMW X5, didn't we? Which looked massive on the outside, but was just as big as this on the inside, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The other thing that makes these interesting is that all of that power goes to the rear wheels in the F10s. So that's a lot of power in a rear wheel drive car, isn't it? It feels like a few weeks ago that the current generation, the hybrid M5, has come out, and you know, obviously the F90 was really just sort of like a big facelift of the F10. So to me, these still look like an incredibly modern car. And actually, on these being modern, sweetie, when this generation of 5 Series was NCAP crash tested, it achieved an incredible 5-star rating, like 95% for adult occupants. I mean, it got 100% for driver assisting aids as well. I mean, if it was retested today, because it doesn't have the annoying speed alert you got to switch off every single time and loads more intrusive driver assisting aids that we see today, it wouldn't achieve 100% now. But that is a big advantage, though, with the F10. Because although Daddy's dream is to have an E39 M5, you can't ignore the fact that they just aren't as safe as a car that was built in this generation. So the facelift for the F10, which came in at some point in 2013, I believe, the differences are extremely subtle. I think mainly it's the lights, and these have got those clever trick headlights, which if you've got your full beams on at night, it will block out so that you don't blind the person on the other side of the road. This car's got polarizing wing mirrors, I'm told, as well, so they dim if it's really bright. The steering wheel, I believe, is different as well, and it's a very pleasant thing to look at. A little bit chunky still in the hand. I don't know why. BMW love a chunky steering wheel, don't they? I prefer one which is just a little bit smaller. This car's quite a nice spec though, Pickle. It's got heated, ventilated and massage seats in the front here, just like Mummy's Range Rover. It's also got heads-up display, one of my favourite modern features. And come on, this instrument cluster is just perfection for me. So it's a sort of a mix, a hybrid of analog dials, but with the screen at the bottom. And honestly, this for me is exactly how I would love my Dash to be. I love analog dials, but you can't deny there's some advantages of having some form of digital screen on there, which isn't simply a calculator screen, but this is spot on, perfect. The interior on the whole is very familiar, isn't it? It's quite similar to Mummy's X5, except it's in a nicer spec than Mummy's X5 was, but you still don't get in this car a leather wrap dash up there, which I would complain about if this car was like over £40,000, but as it's less than half the price of that, you're not going to hear any complaints out of me. These leather seats are lovely, aren't they? Lovely and comfortable, and this contrast of black exterior, and this is actually just like a really light grey. Sunroof, I believe, is standard as well, but brings a lot more light in here, which then again bounces off of this contrast interior. This is a nice place to be, isn't it? And all of your controls are in a very familiar place. You know, lovely analog climate controls here. And even though the screen above them is like a calculator screen, have you got a screen in the back for your climate controls as well?
Yes.
That's cool, isn't it? Oh, we're stuck in a little bit of congestion here, sweetie, aren't we? This is a basically standard car. I think one of the only modifications it's had is that it's got a valve controller fitted, which I will show you the difference when it's idling later on, clicking between the two modes. But the best modification I think you could make to a V8 is fitting a valve controller, particularly if, like me, you like to daily your V8, because there's plenty of times when you're starting the car up early in the morning, you're overtaking a horse, or you're stuck in like a funeral procession and you don't want to be being obnoxious in those situations, do you? Whilst we're stuck in this congestion, let's cut to checking out the rear practicality and seeing what a true zero compromised, exceptionally cool dad car is like. And then you'll join me back on the passenger side when we're on the open road. So what are these rear seats like? Oh, right, so I'm sat behind the driver here, where there will be the least amount of legroom, and that's a good amount, honestly. And it's a nice sort of relaxed, reclined position as well. You've of course got two sets of Isofix in the back here, which are nice and easy to access with these panels, which means you don't have to worry about scratching your lovely leather. The rear seats in this particular example are also heated, and you've got two sets of vents. So you've got some on the side here, and you've got some in the middle as well. This really is a zero compromise, practical dad car. Oh, and the boot is a whopping 520 litres, a really usable size and shape. It's actually 30 litres bigger than an iX1, so you can stick that in your crossover pipe and smoke it. And before we get back to the fun part, the driving, a quick update from this week's sponsor and missold car finance. The latest court ruling confirms that 4 in 10 car finance deals were missold. So if you thought it was all over, think again. Discretionary commission arrangements were indeed unfair, where they were charging you additional interest without you knowing. You could still be owed thousands, although the FCA is predicting the average payout will be £950. Of course, you can complain direct to your lender yourself, take it to the Financial Ombudsman, or wait for the new FCA redress scheme. However, some lenders are already saying that they're having troubles finding all of the data for the cases going back to 2007, because some of that data is missing, some of it's been deleted. Now, of course, that could make some of these automatic payments tricky. And if you're not sure what lenders you've used in the past, you don't have all of your paperwork, and you want somebody else to find all of that for you and fight your corner, why not let Reclaim 247 find out? They'll search for any deals in your name. No paperwork, no hassle, no win, no fee. It takes under a minute to start your claim. Simply scan this QR code or click the link in the description below and let Reclaim 247 find all of your previous agreements. It's your money. Don't let any of it go unclaimed. A massive thank you to Reclaim 247 for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the driving, shall we? Is that loud?
That's quite loud. That's loud.
But the cool thing is, look, it's got a little fob, look. Make it loud or quiet. We need to get an exhaust switch fitted to the Dadcars, don't we? Because it's far too quiet below 3,000 RPM at the moment. Right, I said you'd join me when we're out of congestion, but I think we've found what it is. We are stuck behind a horse. So I'm going to switch it into quiet mode. Advantage of having a switchable exhaust. There's actually 2 horses, so I'll tell you what, we'll talk about running costs before we actually see what the driving experience of this is like.
Horses.
So road tax for one of these is not quite the highest. It's £735 a year at time of recording.
Daddy, the one in front of us had plaits in their hair.
Yeah.
Like me.
Goodness me, everybody's driving like a lunatic today. Servicing costs are quite modest. I think from BMW themselves, for a minor service, it's about £350. For a major service, about £850, which isn't that bad. And BMW's recommended service intervals, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is 12,000 miles, which I don't think that you should be doing that in these cars, but we'll come on to that later on when we talk about perhaps why these cars are so cheap now. Miles per gallon for a heavy fire-breathing V8 are fantastic. Like on average, this car's owner says with mixed driving, he gets around the low 20s. But on a run, it is very possible, if you're really trying to get into the 30s. And insurance costs as well. This car's owner is 29 and he pays £800 a year. And that wasn't the cheapest policy. He said the cheapest budget policy, he could have got this for £600, but just paid a little bit extra for a better insurance company. So all in all, so far, this is all sounding amazing, really reasonable. This is a lovely, incredible car for the money. You'd be stupid not to buy one. But yes, reliability and maintenance beyond just your regular servicing, that is where I think these have now started to build up a reputation and why they are so cheap. But before we get onto the doom and gloom, let's see what this is like to drive. Right, national speed limit, sweetie, you ready? That is fast, isn't it? And the exhaust is closed, so let's open that bad boy up, shall we? So that was just in comfort auto mode, and it did take a little while to kick down, but I think that was because I was treating the accelerator pedal in a gingerly manner. But whilst the adaptive dampers are in the comfort setting, how does it ride? Well, it is fairly comfortable, but you can tell that this is an M car, can't you? Can you feel the bumps in the back there, sweetie?
Yeah.
Overall, it feels more planted and stable than, say, my Gran Turismo when the skyhook's in the softest setting. But you can feel more, let's say, texture from the road, even in the comfort setting. And speaking of texture, I'm surprised how much of the road I can feel through this steering wheel. God, I am. It does feel quite big, actually, this car. Surprised at that, because I should be used to driving something with these sorts of dimensions. But yeah, that was quite tight there. Right, sweetie, now we are coming on to one of our favourite little B roads. So we put it into M1 mode, which this car's owner has set up.
Just for today, or they just set up for?
Well, basically you can set the M1, M2 to the preferences that you want. The sportier steering, the damper settings, throttle response and all the rest of it.
Oh.
Which is quite nice. And also we're going to have a go with these paddles as well. Right, sweetie, you ready?
Yeah.
This DCT feels razor sharp and delightful for me as someone who daily drives a torque converter. this is lovely, isn't it? But I am surprised at how it feels quite big. It feels bigger than I thought it would. Honestly, 50% throttle input is all you need. All you need, especially on a road like this. God, but you would never, ever have any problems on the shortest slip road rejoining a busy dual carriageway in this bad boy. It is fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really fast.
I couldn't see my eyes because of it. It was so fast out the window.
The steering is more enjoyable, I would say, than a C6 RS6, but yeah, it's not as nice as an E39 M5.
This car has a lot of energy to run everywhere, doesn't it, Daddy?
Does it feel like it's got lots of energy?
Yeah.
Does it feel like it's just had a banana before it's going into gymnastics?
Yeah.
You'd never be late for gymnastics if Daddy had one of these, would you?
No.
As you can see, I'm only taking this on a little squirt, but an E39 M5 will be much more enjoyable at weekends on B roads. It will be. But in almost every other day-to-day family use scenario, this will be superior today. And it makes a glorious V8 rumble, doesn't it, sweetie?
Yeah.
But now it's time to talk about the deal breaker. The reason why I think these are so affordable. So if you're watching this with your other half on the telly, now might be the time that you want to switch this video off if you're planning on buying one of these, because it's very fair to say that the F10 has now built up a poor long-term reliability reputation. These engines have got a long list of common failure points. Petrol injectors, turbos, valve seals. It's very common that all of these and more need replacing. But all of those common failure points and annoying maintenance costs will pale in comparison if your comrod goes. And there is a number of these F10s out there now where the engine has gone bang and it's required a full engine, comprehensive engine rebuild that can cost as much as £20,000. So it's very safe to say that a 5th generation M5 is not a car that you can go and buy because you've seen it on Facebook Marketplace and you simply buy it off of somebody's driveway based purely on their word that they've looked after it. No, these are cars that you want to have a look at the service history, you want to have a look at the maintenance invoices, and you want to see lots of them. If you're looking at a car that has simply been serviced every 12,000 miles, and in those 12,000 miles it's been driven heavily, which, as we know, many M cars are, those are the sorts of cars that you would be wise to keep well away from. But even if you ignored those at the bottom of the market at around £12,000, like I showed you at the start of this, if for a pre-facelift you spent around £15,000 and bought just the best one, bought it from somebody who you could tell had meticulously looked after it, come on, surely for around £15,000, this is a car that is still very much worth your consideration. Before I give you my summary on these cars, I want to say a massive thank you to this car's owner, Andrew. Thank you ever so much, Andrew, for bringing this all the way down for us to drive today. And any eagle-eyed viewers among you who have seen the drive-bys and thought that it was me driving them, no, that was Andrew. And it just proves the point that all bald guys with ginger beards look exactly the same. Honestly, I reckon I could get a dozen bold, ginger bearded guys, put them in the Say No to Crossovers t-shirt, pair of sunglasses on, stand back 10 paces, and we'd all look the same. Sweetie, what do you think of this car?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Would you like Daddy to buy an M5 one day? Would you have a bit more space in the back if I had one of these as a daily?
Yeah. I've got nearly a whole nother gap for my feet.
And you got your own door as well? Although you don't mind getting out of a 2-door, do you?
No.
Oh, quickly, before I do my summary, should we try the turn in the road test?
Oh, yeah.
Test the turning circle.
We haven't done this for ages.
This is a long car.
Whee.
No, that's not too bad. Not too bad.
We got like a quarter you didn't get to over.
We could do it in 2. It's definitely not the worst that we've tested, is it?
No. But the best was the little pink car.
the pink K car,
Yes.
which is our most viewed video on this channel.
And my favourite on the whole channel.
Would you like Daddy to buy a K car?
Yes.
So in summary then, for the F10 M5, should you buy one? Would I buy one? Well, for me personally, this car now ticks all of the boxes. You know, heavily depreciated, and because of the additional reputation that this engine has for reliability issues, you know, the values are just rock bottom, aren't they? You know, they can't really go much further, can they? Rear-wheel drive and modern enough to have the complete peace of mind that you and your family, you're safe in this car. Honestly, these are extremely structurally safe. As I say, they're ahead of the time with all the driver assistant aids as well. I've said previously numerous times that the E39 M5 is the best BMW I have ever driven, and that has not changed today. You know, the E39 is special. It's a bit of magic. You lose a bit of that magic with the modern advancements and refinements that you get with this generation of BMW. But if you go into purchasing one of these with caution, with your eyes wide open, do a pre-purchase inspection, do your due diligence, make sure you buy one that has been looked after properly, and also have some money set aside. You will need to have a little slush fund. I'd set aside like £3,000, you know, and expect to have to pay that within the first year. But I would absolutely love to buy one of these. I would buy one. If I was in a different position right now, I'd be going and having a look at that £12,500 one that's up for sale at time of recording, that claims to have had a comprehensive engine rebuild done on it.
Daddy,
Yeah?
why do you say you're buying loads of cars, but you never do? You've taken ages to buy even one from your videos.
I know, sweetie. Basically, we're trying to move house at the moment, aren't we? Yeah? Once we move house and we've got more space, I can't spend money on things at the moment while we're trying to move house, okay? But once we move house, I am going to build up a little Dadcars fleet of exciting, incredible cars, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of these is on the driveway in the not too distant future. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. You are the viewers that I love the most. I hope you've already subscribed. Don't forget to like as well. Everyone forgets to like. I know if you're watching on the telly, it's a pain. Comment below. Let us know, what do you think of this car? And in just 2 weeks' time, we are going to be at Petrol Hedonism Live on the 6th and 7th of September. We are running the Dadcars Family Zone with loads of free activities for the whole family. Look, I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. I hope to see as many of you guys watching right now there at that show. Come over, bring your family, come and have a chat with me about Dadcars. I'd love to see you there. And just before you rush out and buy an F10 M5, I've got another car that I'd like you to have a look at. This here, an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, which I noticed this morning have now just gone below £25,000 in the classifieds. That is such a car for the money. Check it out, and remember, say no to crossovers.
Daddy, if someone's trying to beg you to buy a crossover for £2, would you buy it? £2?
Yeah, I'd buy one for £2.